Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Welcome to the next VLOGMAS vlog. I am not sure what day it is. I've lost track at this point, but I know that we left off the last one on a great note with 2 5-star reads. So if you haven't watched that one yet, I will link it above and below. It is literally such a dreary gray day that I'm having to film with lights at 2 p.m. Okay, well, I'm saying that it's morning because I started doing things at 1 p.m. today, so we're just now starting the vlog. But we are really already very much into the day. I am gonna go ahead and pick up my winter reading in this vlog with, one moment, The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. She has been so highly recommended to me by everyone. Other creators, my patrons on my Patreon, friends on Instagram, friends in my real life. She apparently is a phenomenal horror author. This is all alleged. I don't know. I've never read anything from her, but I figured I would start with The Winter People since it is winter and it is such a gray, dreary day that it's the perfect time to start a book like this. We are following a dual timeline, one that takes place in 1908, which I'm very skeptical about. Y'all know I do not like historical stuff. But then we're also following a present day timeline with 19-year-old Ruthie, who moves into Sarah's farmhouse with her mother Alice and her little sister, and they are trying to live there, but they know that a tragedy regarding Sarah, the former owner of the house, took place there, and that is the timeline that we're following in 1908, is the mysterious Sarah Harrison Shea, who was found dead in the field behind her house. So we're trying to figure out whatever happened to Sarah back in the day and how this mystery is coming back up in the present day with this new little family who has moved in. I have not gotten into it yet, but I definitely will. I just have to film quite a bit before I have some reading time. Vlogmas is very intense. I know I keep saying this, but it's every time I turn around, I gotta edit, I gotta film, I gotta post, I gotta make sure that the brand has approved the video before I can actually have it go live. So I have to do all of that right now this afternoon, and hopefully I will get some reading time in before we go to our little plans tonight. In the last vlog, we went to a little horror market that was Christmas themed, and they had this whole Krampus setup. Instead of taking pictures with Santa, you take pictures with Krampus, and I think that is so iconic, but I was not wearing a cute outfit whenever I went. So I want to go back tonight wearing a little sleigh outfit and take some little Krampus photos, because that is just so much more my brand than Santa photos. And then we're doing a little Christmas movie night at my friend's house, and we're going to watch Christmas Evil, which I actually found out about from Kelsey from Slime and Slashers. I'm gonna link her channel down below because I am obsessed with her. She just has this bubbly, fun energy that puts me in the best mood when I watch her videos. She has amazing horror recommendations, and she also talks about horror movies as well, in addition to book content and a few other things. She just talks about nostalgia. I love her so much. I'm gonna link her. So go watch her and subscribe to her. But she had recommended this movie called Christmas Evil. It's a Christmas horror movie that apparently is very divisive. It's a so bad it's good kind of B horror movie. Some people love it. Some people just think it's absolute trash. We're about to find out where me and Cameron and my friend align on that scale. So it should be a fun time. I will catch up with you later. y'all. Oh my god. Y'all are not ready for this. I'm not ready for this either. I'm so scared right now. Okay, so we went to that little shop. I'm in my little Krampus's mistress outfit, and I do have a haul for you from the shop, which will be fun. But before I go into the haul, I have to tell you what the fuck happened to me there. So they have this little haunted room in the back where you can pay $5 and like go see some actual haunted objects. And they're not for sale. They're just like for perusal. So we went in there and I'm thinking, oh, what a fun little gag for horror lovers like myself. I was touched multiple times by something that I'm not sure what it was, but I am wearing leather pants, and you know, when you can feel like when leather gets pulled off your body, like it's pretty tight, and something just pinched and pulled at the back of my thigh on my pants. And the first time it happened, I turned to my friend and Cameron and I was like, can y'all stop fucking with me? Like, stop. And they were like, we didn't do anything. Obviously, I didn't believe them. It happened again, and both of them were across the room. And then I continued to not believe it was happening, and it happened again. I am not shitting you. I am not making this up. Y'all, I always think these things are a gag. Always, 100% of the time. This was real. This was an experience that I will own. So we leave the haunted room and I go to get my stuff that they were like holding at the counter that I bought. And I told the guy, the owner, like what happened. And he was like, oh yeah, like we get that a lot. It's usually only women. Like that's only ever happened to female people where they feel like a little spirit, probably a child spirit, like pulling on their pants, asking to go home with them. Huh? This is a common experience. I believe that I've interacted with a ghost today, so that's fun. Now on to the haul. We went to the Glass Coffin. If you're anywhere near Austin and you're interested in checking them out, I highly, highly recommend it. If you're a horror lover, they have a lot of interesting things. If you're into witchy stuff, they have stuff for spells, they have spell books, they have crystal balls, they have anything you could ever imagine if you like horror or the dark. So I'll show you what I got. The first thing I got is what I came for, okay? I got this purse that looks like a book. Like, it looks like an old edition of Dracula, and it's so beautiful. And it's a purse. It is actually a purse. Like, I'm dying. It's literally so cute. Look! It's just a little bag, but it looks like a book. So I have never seen a accessory that is so my aesthetic, maybe other than this necklace, but I'm so happy to have it. That's what I went for. But of course I got sucked into more. So I also got this, which is a vintage candle putter outer thing. Like you just like this over the top of your candle and it puts it out so I don't have to be all over my house like because that's not what sexy horror girls do. Sexy horror girls don't go we go like this. You know? And then the last thing I got was actually a book. So I saw J.W. Oker on a book and I was like, I have read from him and I really, really enjoyed it. I read 12 Nights at Rotterhouse. I'm not even a haunted house lover in books, but I really did enjoy that book. It was exciting for the most part. Didn't love the ending, but that's another thing. I picked up A Season with the Witch, and this is a real story about this man, the author, who moved his family to Salem for a summer, I believe, or no, for a fall season. And they experienced firsthand a season with the witch, visiting all the historical sites and macabre attractions. I am so excited to read this. I feel like this will be my Halloween read next year, like a nonfiction about spending time in Salem, and it has like cool pictures. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Salem and read this there. That would be like the dream scenario, but your girl cannot afford to like fly across the country right now. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. So that's my little horror place haul and my account of the haunting that I hopefully did not take home. But if y'all see anything moving or running around in the background of my videos, just know it's probably a little child spirit who wanted to come home with me. Hello vlog, just finished some editing and we're about to go have a little Christmas horror movie night at my friend's house, but I also got a bit into the Winter People, only about 10%, but I am enjoying it. I'm surprised how much I am understanding and enjoying the historical chapters. I feel like I kind of underestimate my ability to do that. It's kind of interesting that the past chapters are framed as like diary entries. I think that's kind of fun. And it definitely makes it a little bit easier to get through rather than just like this historical narrative. So the thing that I was worried about seems like it's working out. We just ate some Popeyes. Now it's time for a movie. Hello vlog. It is 1:30 in the morning. I'm finally home from my friend's house. You know what? We were gabbing it up. We were two little gabbing girls. This is like the first in real life friend that I've had that actually likes horror to the extent that I do. So we can literally talk about it for hours, and I had so much fun with him. So we just got home, and I do have a review of Christmas Evil for you. So this was pitched as a so bad it's good movie, but I know because Kelsey said in her video that there's a whole grouping of people that are against this idea. So I was fully prepared that I could end up on either side of the debate. I was hoping I would end up in the so bad it's good camp, but I'm definitely firmly in the this is insufferable camp, with the exception of the last 5 minutes of the movie. Okay, the last 5 minutes of Christmas Evil, peak so bad it's good movie vibes. The whole thing made no sense, which you'd think would lend credence to the fact that it like is so bad it's good, but it was just like there wasn't even content for me to like make fun of because it was so convoluted. We never knew where it was going at any point. So I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it, but if you hear me saying these things and you're like, my interest is piqued, maybe you would enjoy it. It's made in the 80s. It is weird. It is dark. It is unexplained. The last 5 minutes are crazy, but if you can sit through 85 minutes of utter boring nothingness, I would say watch it to get to those last 5 minutes, because that was absolutely ridiculous. It was a lot. So we switched to watching Dragula, which I absolutely loved. As you can tell, I go to so much drag in Austin, and it was so cool. The season that we watched of Dragula actually had a queen that we had seen in Austin before, so that was really cool to like be cheering for her. And then we just sat up and talked horror. So had a very fun night, but I need to go to bed. You know what? I was planning on editing tomorrow's vlog. I just gotta wake up early and do that because I need sleep. I will see you in the morning. Hopefully my vlog will be edited by then, and hopefully I will have read more of The Winter People for y'all. That's what I'm manifesting, but who knows? All right, good night. Love you. Good morning vlog. It is the next day and I just got to like a break. I guess this is like part 2 of The Winter People. I am about a third of the way through and I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit slower paced, I will say that, but it's okay. Like, I'm not viscerally hating it like I feared I would because of the like early 1900s timeline. I do like that it's like diary entry kind of style for those chapters, and we've also gotten to know the present day characters on that timeline, which has helped me a lot as well, just like feeling like I can settle into the story, because there are 2 little sisters. Well, there's like an 18-year-old sister and her little sister, and the 18-year-old is so just relatable. She's such like an angsty teen, and they're just trying to kind of figure out what is going on with their mom, because I feel like the mom in the present day timeline is very similar to Sarah in the past timeline. She had issues with her kids, and now the present day people seem to have issues as well. Not too much has been revealed, and I'm over 100 pages in, so I'm kind of like waiting for something to happen. I don't love paranormal stuff, so this isn't like sucking me in right away, but I'm not hating it. It's all right. For the rest of the day, I have sessions almost back to back to back to back from the afternoon into the evening, like all the way till 8 o'clock. So I'll probably try to read in little spurts in between when I have breaks and when I eat lunch. But I don't know how much progress I'm gonna make. I don't know. I guess I will let you know the next time I see you. Hello vlog. Wow, it's been a long day. I literally saw clients all day, back to back to back to back. And when I got done, I just wanted some chill time before I updated the vlog. So I made some cookies, made some cocoa, and had a little reading time with my squish, of course, Muffy. We love her, my little gingerbread girl. And I made it to the next like page break in the Winter People, and I'm at about the 60% mark if my math is correct. And this is just a very slow, meandering book. Like, the story isn't too terribly interesting to me, if I'm being 100% honest. It's just not very fun. And the last book that I read was Silent Night, which is a Fear Street book, and that was just a ton of fun. It was so like poppy and campy. So that, I feel like, is so much more my taste and so much more what I'm in the mood for. This is just like slow and haunting, and that's great, but it's not 100% connecting with me. I'm still reading it and enjoying it, but it's not my type of book. And it has to do with the paranormal. Basically, in both timelines, there was a woman who went out to connect with someone who had previously died, and they came back as this like winter person, which is like one of the kids' names for these like ghostly people. So we're trying to figure out how these winter people come back and what happened with them and what happened to the women who like called them back to the world. I don't love paranormal stuff, so it's not the best, but I'm still trucking along, okay? I'm making good progress. I definitely prefer the present day chapters to the olden time chapters, but I literally could have told you that way before I started the book, so not a surprise. I only have 100 something pages left, so I should be able to finish sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. But in about 20 minutes, we are actually gonna go see a movie. Lots of movie content in this vlog, which I never give, so you're welcome, I guess. We are going to see Violent Night, the new like Santa horror movie with David Harbour. I am a Stranger Things girly. We all know this. So I'm obsessed with David Harbour. I love him. I think he's so funny. If you haven't seen the like Stranger Things blooper reels of David Harbour, please watch it. It will make you love him even more than you already do. Also, it's cuffing season, and if you know, you know. So I'm very excited to go see this movie, and I will give you guys a full review when we get back. It's 1:05 in the morning and we're coming back from the movie. Guess where we are? We're in the best place to be, in Texas, at night. And that's a Whataburger parking lot. Like this video if you've gotten into activities in a Whataburger parking lot. Let me know. Hello vlog. 2 a.m. thoughts here. Cameron and I both agree Violent Night was simultaneously horrible and incredible. Here's the thing. Incredible, big budget, lots of gore, lots of kills. Horrible, every piece of dialogue written. Incredible, David Harbour, full stop. Horrible, the plot. It was kind of an experience if you're wanting like a campy, fun, holiday violence vibe. I would recommend it. Just don't take it seriously. It's not meant for that. So overall, we're pretty satisfied. I'm gonna go to bed and I will give you my final review of The Winter People in the morning. Hello vlog. Good morning. It is the next day and I have finished The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. Honestly, I didn't love it. If I'm being completely honest, this wasn't the most riveting book for me, but I can tell that it was a good book, if that makes sense. I know that it was well written, okay? I'm aware of the fact that the plot was great and these characters are great and they probably hit for a lot of other people. So this is not me hating on this book at all. For me personally, it was a 3-star, okay? It was just very, very average. It had quite a few things that just don't connect for me personally. Number one being a paranormal plot. It has to be very specifically done for me to enjoy those elements. Number two being that historical plot line. Y'all, it was so boring to me. Number three being a lot of similar characters that I couldn't really parse out between each other, and I'll speak a little bit more on that. And number four being a very specific type of twist that I'm just getting really tired of seeing in modern horror and thriller books. I do have to say something that I did enjoy was the plot. I think it was structured well. And more than that even, I loved the atmosphere. This book just transported me into this world. I could feel it, I could see it, I could smell it, I could taste it. Every single description felt like I was in this world. It's a very similar feeling of atmosphere to something like The Night Circus. So it's a perfect fall and winter read, and I absolutely loved that part of it. That was definitely my favorite part of the book. But I did have a couple issues structurally and with the characters. A lot of these women were characterized very similarly, and I get it. They're supposed to be like almost reflections of each other throughout the ages and throughout the generations. But for me, it contributed to a feeling of not being able to really tell them apart and know who they are as separate characters. We even had two white brunette women, as they were described, who were named Candace and Catherine. And then we also had a Sarah. So it was just like middle-aged white women with the very similar sounding names, very similar characterization. It was so hard to keep them separate in my mind. And even though the two timelines were in drastically different time periods, it was even hard to keep those in check, because in the present day timeline, the mom of the family for these two little girls doesn't believe in like phones or Wi-Fi or anything like that. So it reads very similar to that historical kind of atmosphere and plot line as well. I literally countless times in this book had to flip back to the beginning of a chapter to remind myself whose POV I was reading from, who the hell that person even is, and which timeline they're in. It was just like very muddled to me. And I get that that might be intentional because of, again, like the parallel kind of insinuation of a lot of these characters. And obviously it takes place in the same place, just in two different time periods. But I don't know. It just took me out of the book and took away from my enjoyment of it for sure. So I don't think this is a bad book. I would give it a 3-star, okay? I enjoyed my time for the most part reading it, but definitely not for me. So that is going to be it for today's vlog. I think this is going to be my last actual vlog of Vlogmas. All the rest of the videos in my Vlogmas series leading up to Christmas are going to be sit-down videos. I'll be telling you guys all about the best and worst books of this year, and I also have a video tier ranking every single one of the 200 books that I read in 2022. So look forward to that. Turn on notifications and subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week. I will see you guys tomorrow.